Alright everybody, good morning. I'm going to do a quick video on cleaning your, disassembling and cleaning, and obviously reassembling your Ford OEM style hydraulic roller lifters. The reason I went through and cleaned all of mine, they're actually in the tank here, sitting in a little tub of oil because I've already disassembled and cleaned them. But anytime you have a bearing failure, or you note that trash ran through the engine, you want to clean these out. In particular, down inside this lifter body there'll be a lot of trash. But if oil doesn't move freely through here, you'll have a stuck lifter, or one that won't pump up, one that won't bleed down. So you won't have any hydraulic movement. So the disassembly is pretty easy. This tab comes off the top, then you have your lifter cup, the little plate here, those both sit in top of this little plunger with your check valve here, and the spring goes on here, and that rides inside the lifter body there. So you just want to clean everything out real good with some brake clean. I went through and did everything yesterday, but I'll run through it all again, and then I'll show you the reassembly and how I do it over here on the vise. And then after that's done, when there's no fluid in the lifter, then you can check the total travel, which I'll show you over here on that. And that way you know how far down you want to run your preload. If you want to run it in the middle towards the bottom to make it more like a racing solid lifter. But I measured these. These turned out they have 130 thousandths of travel. So 65 thousandths would put it right in the middle of the plunger movement. And again, I'll show you that. I'll spray these down real quick. I'll put this mostly back together, show you the final reassembly, how to put the clip, reinstall the clip in the vise over here. And to hold the lifter, I'm using these AN fitting little jaw vise jaws, and they're aluminum, so they're softer than the lifter. They're not going to mar anything. And you don't need them in there real tight, just enough to where you can compress the little spring here and set the clip. So let me do that, and I'll get right back at you. Hold on one second. Okay, so we got it cleaned and almost all the way. We just got to reinstall the clip back in here, and I'm going to leave that there. Okay, so then we got to get the clip back on. What I do is use a little small Phillips, push the plunger all the way down, get the clip started there, and then kind of hold it down. Use your fingers to just snap either one side back, and once you get one side, then the other side's a little easier. And this is the part that can be a pain sometimes, is dealing with these little clips. And okay, there we go. So we got that. Then I make sure that's seated good. Okay, so we got the clip back in, and then I'll take the little screwdriver, just make sure it's fully seated in there, plunge it up and down a few times, and you'll see that's how much travel. And then here's what I did to measure the travel. We'll put the dowel bore gauge on the top of the screwdriver and just plunge it down, and we'll get our measurement right there. So I'll do that real quick, but I've already done it, but I'll do that again real quick so you can kind of see how I do it, or how I did it with this. But this is kind of the tricky part, getting this all set up. Try to get all this as straight as you can for accurate measurement, and then make sure you have enough travel here to get your measurement. Okay, so from there we're going to set this to 0. And then we're just going to push down on the screwdriver. Let's see, let's move it a little bit. But this will give us an idea. So we're at, that's 110, 20, about 30, yeah. 128 or so, but yeah, it's off a little bit. But I measured 130 yesterday. There's 0, 110, 20, yeah, 130. Okay, so most people will recommend you run your preload halfway down, so that would be 65 thousandths. I might run mine a little lower than that, but anyway, now we know what we're dealing with here. These are Elgin, I think they're the Elgin stock replacement hydraulic rollers. So now we know these have 130 thousandths of travel. So we'll set our preload at least 65 thousandths, or right around 65 thousandths, maybe a little more. Alright guys, that's the update for today. I'm getting these heads all disassembled, cleaning up the valves, and getting ready to install the new trick flow pack springs. And I got to set the install height. I had these shimmed up a little bit, so I removed all the shims underneath the spring cup. So we'll set that up once I get these all assembled and get all the valves cleaned up on the wire wheel. I will set the installed height at 1.8, and we'll go from there. I was hoping to reuse these retainers, these tool steel retainers, but they're a little tight on the inside of the pack outer spring, so I wasn't really getting a very good spring pressure readings on my tester. On some of these I would have to do it a few times until the retainer fully seated in. So I ordered some trick flow retainers, so that's what I'm waiting for on those. But anyway, that is the update. I'm going to get the other head disassembled and clean up the valves and go from there. But we're making progress, so I'll go ahead and I'm going to drop these hydraulic rollers in and put the spider tray down and the dog bones in, everything this morning. I've got all the lifters soaking in oil overnight, except for this one, which I'll soak that one real quick and go from there. Alright guys, thanks. That's the update for today. Hope this helps.